G'day gang. I'm going to make this really quick. I've been on this YouTube ride here for, I don't know, 12 or something years. And I've got some videos or some bits of footage that I think are my favourites. And they're all about engines. They're fun jobs that I've done in the past that I think are worth. I went through and I picked out the best of the best, what I thought were the funnest, and I threw them into a little video here. I'll list them down below and what they are. I'll run them through quickly. This is a long video, I know. If you've got nothing to do, if you're a Holden fan, you'll be digging it. There's a 308 in a boat engine, a 308 in a boat that sunk for 12 months, and it sunk and was left for 12 months. And the engine came to me, or the boat came to me, and I'm telling you, it was just like it was just full of rust. You'll see that. There's a 253 Ute that I did a full rebuild on the whole Ute, but you'll see the engine after I'd rebuilt it and whatever. That was all. That was pulled apart by somebody else. There's a 355 74 HQ Ute with a cam. There's a 350 to 383 Corvette that I cammed and rebuilt the entire engine. And there's a. These are just the startups in the engine, by the way. There's a 6-cylinder Tirana. There's an L200 V8. That's the L200 Mitsubishi. There's a HG Holden. There's a street stocker, which is a speedway little car. Another 253, a Jag, you've seen that. The Clubby, you remember that one, that's all recent. And a Subi, and somewhere in amongst all that, I can't remember, is a sprint car. All things I worked on, all things most of them I cammed, heads, some I entire engined, some I entire car'd. Hope you enjoy it, leave me a comment, have yourselves a good one. Cheers.
Right. Anyway, I've got another head. I mean, we did all right with this thing. I've got new camshaft, lifters, blah blah blah. Hypertectic pistons with 40 thou oversize. I don't know if you can see the size here. But yeah, it was really bored. We didn't spend any great deal of money, but we did it right. We like to do things right. But yeah, the guy said this is a good head. Whack this one on it, because this thing was actually that full of fucking rust. You'll never have thought that would run again. But anyway, we'll see how we go. I've got another cylinder head there, just cocked him all up. We'll screw it together and yeah, we'll have a listen a bit later on. I was telling you it was all rusted up, this thing. I think it was an artificial reef. Look at this. Look at that shit. Solid. Whole fucking thing. Anyway, so I've got it all back together, as you can see. Looks all good and good. I'll hit the key and see what happens. Get a bit of water. I think that's a good one. Just down at my work. You might remember back in June, I think it was June, I showed you this ute that we've been doing up. Finally got some parts for the engine, some dress up parts, some blah blah blah, and had to buy a whole heap of new stuff which took a bit to get hold of. Yeah, had to modify the carburetor, block off some passages and stuff so it'd seal up. And but this is a little 253 cubic inch engine, Holden's engine. It's got a little stage 2 camshaft in it. I've got this one up and running. So once we get the exhaust on that, finish it off, the bloke's just hanging out to get this back home to his house. And he's going, gang. Back to you when we've done this break-in. Well, that was 20 minutes worth. I've turned it off. The thermo fans that he's got in here are not working, not coming on. Consequently, as you can see, the steam, and by the water on the ground, she's got hot. Not too hot, but she's got hot enough to blow it out the cap. A lot of pressure in it, and it did have a water leak. A lot of that water that's on the ground did have a water leak out of this hose here, so we've got that sorted out for him. But the starter motor works, oh bud. But there is something with that, with your starter button over here. Something to do with your wiring in amongst that lot. Actually, I won't start it right at the minute. I might go and have some lunch, and then when I come back, when she's cooled down a bit, I'll top up the coolant again, and I'll fire it up and let you have a listen to her. So I've had lunch, let it cool down, put some more coolant in it. Lumpity, not very lumpity, but it's there. Doesn't sound too foul. run them in and we run them out on the same day. Well, gang, there we are. We're in. I haven't put any coolant in here yet. I've just got to make sure the thing runs, which I'm sure it will. Yeah. I've cranked it over a few times and make sure the oil light goes out. I've just plugged the coil lead back in. For some reason, I don't know, it's got some strange ideas of wiring. The starter's not hooked up off this. I don't know why. Well, let's give him a couple of squirts with the throttle. Push the go button. Whoop. We might need to just advance it up a smidge. Oh, plus it's cold, don't forget. That wasn't so bad for the first shot. I'll just advance that timing up a little bit. Actually, you can see me advance it up there. What I hear there, that doesn't sound real bad. Oh, we're on? Yeah, there we go. Red's on. Not too shabby. So that's the 650. Here's the problem. Let's see if we can get you a shot.
See, I highly recommend to go out.
Let's go out in the sun here. We've got some sun. It's going to be a hot day today. Yeah, there you go. You can see that. Now that was brand new 4 years ago and it's just sat on the shelf, and that's it. So that's not a big deal. It's 14 bucks later, we've got a brand spanker.
Well, I know it's changed.
So we'll fit that into that
That's
660
why I was thinking if we put it
and bolt it back up, and that should make it a different engine then. So I've got that fella all bolted back in. Just got to hook up the spring. And you can see he's got all the ugly wires hanging out. These are, what were they? 9mm. I'm going to encourage him to go and get some 8s and we'll replace these leads. We'll shorten them up and make them look a lot nicer, because that just looks like crap. And nice leads and wires is what I like. But anyway, I'll hook up this spring and we'll fire him up and get him to run for a bit longer this time. Alright, let's have a look at that one. Starts up nice. I think that'll just about get us out of trouble. Oh, there's some old schmutz out of the exhaust pipe there, mate. Been parked up for a bit. Yeah, I reckon that's good enough, bud. I reckon that's a smasher. That's a pearler, mate. Just need to get it. I'll need to find a copper washer for here. Oh, looks just dripping out a little bit.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Out of that. Unless you got any copper washers somewhere. Yeah. Right. Other than that, I reckon she's a pearler, mate. Gang. Well, it's all back together. I put that together yesterday afternoon. It's got its dress up bits and pieces on there, and it's all reassembled. So we'll play a game of what's that sound? So if you've got headphones, put your headphones on. If you've got good speakers, then put your good speakers, turn them up a little bit. We'll have a listen. Hear it? Oh wait, don't answer. That is the happy cammy sound of goodness. You're 100% correct on that. Sounds pretty sweet. There we go. I've got something else to show you in a bit too. Oh, she just had a little bit too much compression to turn them tyres, so we had to put big stickies on. So we're just setting the timing at 30 degrees before. We should be right to fire him up. Going for guys, by the way, we've got a temporary repair for this thing with the broke cylinder head. He's so keen to go out and race around the track in it that we put just a stocker on it. He didn't want to wait, but anyway. So this is his little creature that he races around in. Radiator mounted back here. As I said before, it's like a bash car. As you can probably see by the damage all over it. We'll arc this thing up in a moment. We'll see what happens. I've got the gas, yeah. Hey?
Can you tip a bit of finish or something down the car before you get it going? Hey?
No, it should have some going.
Pumping already, is it?
Yep, let's see. What we got here? Everything's in, I guess. The wire's been knocked off.
It's a brown count.
That's the
copper.
That's the oil line, yeah. Okay. Hang on. Let me just get some into it. Okay. Have another go, mate. Let's get a walk. But she goes. So I guess he's going to have a good one. Have a happy new year, you guys. It's only a couple of days away. Alright gang, we're back at my mate Paulie's and let's go through the comedy of errors, eh? Things are a little different this time round. There's the tunnel ram. Now I'm not sure exactly what the issue is here because I haven't actually checked into it, and Paulie's done all this work himself. I'm just doing the fine sort of shit. But for some reason it took on a whole heap of water into the sump, and Paul told me that he actually bent up the inlet manifold gasket. So now we've got the Victor Junior going on here with the 660, 1660, and we've had it running. And it doesn't sound real bad. It's not real lumpy, not as lumpy as some, as we'd like it to be, crazy mother thumper style thing. But I've timed it. Got the carb dialed in. And as you know, we're just sort of temporary doing things for the minute till he gets his wiring all sorted out, because this is Paulie's project, and the whole idea of me coming in and helping him out is to show him what happens, where to set things up. See you, bud. Yep, no worries, mate. And you too. And so that's the deal behind this. Is Paulie's project, not mine, so I'm only doing the engine stuff. But here we go, we'll just give her a tap and away she'll go. As I say, it's not very lumpy. But that's alright. It should be pretty snappy. Of course, we've got to have full advance on that, so because there's no vacuum advance or mechanical, so we've got that going, but so that's pretty cool. So I've got some bits, brand new cover, put the seal in, put the stud in. What? Camshaft with no name. All it says is that. Turn that up. Apparently it's a stage 1 or something like that. Some lifters. Made in that place. New water pump. Gasket set. Electronic distributor. Get rid of them points. And I'm just waiting on some cam lube, and then I can start whacking it together. So there's the new cam kit, chain kit, new pulley. Set it up at 0. 0 is 180 behind the key. 9 links up. The cam. 9 links is weird. That's how it works out. And it actually puts the engine top dead center number 2. No, number 4, sorry. Top dead center number 4, which is over here. Number 1 is on the rock, and it's top dead center number 4. So you got to remember that. You put your dizzy in, and you're going to be 180. Yeah. So there we are. Got the carburetor off. We're going to overhaul that. I've got a kit here. Kit that carburetor up. That'll be fine. Put a new coil on. Came with the kit. Yeah, so we're real close. Real close. Sorry gang, I should have brought you along. You just got into it. Yeah, hey, I'll tell you a little story. I did a little talk on this main jet key that I made in a technical college. Which inevitably got me booted out, but what it was for is for the main jets here. Look, they sit in there, and then you can plonk them in. And that's what happens. Yeah, just thought I'd make mention of that. It always gives me a good memory every time I think of that. But anyway, I'm going to get back onto it, clean the rest of this stuff up, put it back together again, and then yeah, we'll be real close. It's all back together again. Now I have cranked it. I pulled the coil out, cranked it around, make sure we got oil pressure. So the oil light's gone out. Did fill the carburetor up full of fuel. Nothing's been adjusted, nothing's been set, no timing, no mixtures, no idle, no nothing. So let's just see what happens when we hit the key. sounds a bit fast, a bit advanced. Let's retard him just a smidgen. Back him up a little bit. So what happens? Oh, I think she's popped the oil filter. Yep. Better get a new oil filter. That's no good. Yeah, you've got to watch that when you prime them up with the Vaso, because it does Whoa. Holy moly. She's just blown that one to pieces too. That might be a bad batch of filters maybe. There we go. Oh. Well, listen to her. Timed. That sounds alright to me. Okay. Sounds alright to me. Hasn't blown another filter off, that's a good thing. So there we go. Good for another 20 years. Got ourselves a good one. Check you later. Hey fellas, spent a bit more time on it today. Saturday, we've got the alternator all hooked up, belt's nice and tight. Moved the tranny cooler lines and the steer lines coming up through this side now. We've got our brand new HEI distributor in it with brand new leads there. Got to put the ends on the leads yet. That's not a big deal. We've got the throttle cable. It's nearly ready to have a turn. Okay, so you're probably having a look. I've got this mass of wires, but once he gets the collectors, the nice organisers, they'll go down along here and I'll cut them off at the lengths that they need to be. So this is just so we can get the thing going. Some other temporary things with the wiring and so forth. So come on, bud, hit the key, let's see what happens.
Ready?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Nothing. Yeah, okay. To look into that. Give it another go, mate. I like a smoke show. Go on. Yeah. Hang on a sec. Turn it off. Okay, mate. Turn it off. Okay.
Just oil.
Might have got. Go for it. Okay, so it's done its cam bedding. We found we've got a radiator with a leak, and I'm certain it's going to have a blockage in it somewhere. But this is how grumpy she sounds at idle. A little bit of petrol. Sounds pretty good.
Definitely sounds fat.
You give it a thumbs up, brother?
Absolutely.
Fuck yeah.
G'day, gang. Yep, another day. I'm just heating up the balancer now, and we'll slip him on, slip all the rest of the front on this, and then we'll go through and proceed to start him up and see how she sounds. See if it, well, it should run. But yeah, so we're looking forward to that. No, it's on. We put it in the oven. We give it a bit of a tappy tap tap. We make the bolt in the front of it. We go with the ugger duggers, and it's installed now. We were, let me have a look, 73 degrees or something. I think it read at one point. We had this in, yeah, it's got to kind of, okay, look, it's cooling down, that's in Celsius. So, we probably had it about 100, somewhere there. But that'll be fine. And she's on. And forward we march. And it's only a little while later when I say only a little while, probably 10 minutes, and like it's already looking like it's ready to activate. Well, it pretty much is. I'm going to put the radiator and a condenser and stuff back in him. And we'll go to the next step from there. It looks like no one's ever been in there. You know that story, don't you? Okay, so now I think we'll just crank her over and make sure the oil light goes out, make sure it cranks. And I saw the oil light go out. I'll just wait for I can smell it started doing its job. Put the fuse back in for the fuel pump. Wait for Paulie to get back and we'll see what happens. Right now all I'm doing is cycling the key. I'm just letting some air out of the fuel pipe there. Well, we're starting to get fuel. That's a good sign, alright. Realistically, when we fire him and she cranks over, she should come to life immediately. Yep. While we've been waiting a little bit, the front's back on him. Look, it's back to a car again. Well, Paulie, what I'd like you to do is crank her, mate.
Yep.
Keep an eye on that oil light, make sure that stays out, and I don't know, just let it run for a few moments, and then just crank her off, cut her off, and we'll check the oil pressure, oil level. I mean.
You ready?
Give it a shot, mate. No throttle, just let her go.
Okay.
That got oil pressure or oil light going out?
No oil lights, yeah.
No oil lights. Pretty rattly up here. Hang on, we'll put a bit of water in it, mate.
People ask if they're how.
I'll just check the oil level here because it was full. And if we are down a little, yeah. You can't see that. I can't even see that. Wish I had steady hands, but yes, it's down. Maybe I'll get a better shot at it. There you go, you can see it now. And that was full, so it means the oil pump's gone and run stuff through everywhere, or most places. We've still got some rattles, but that'll all happen. I'll just put some more oil in a Paulie and we'll give her another run, mate. Alright, mate.
Ready to go?
Yeah, give her another shot.
No accelerator?
No, I've got that.
Okay. No oil lights now, so no engine light?
No engine lights, no oil lights, no emergency lights, no flashing beepers, no buzzings, no more people waving red flags or screaming and jumping up and down. No alarm bells.
Well, no alarm bells at all.
Happy days. It doesn't want to idle. Well, we'll have to work that one out. It may need us. We know it might need tickling, but we still got to warm it up anyways and get it right. So and the computer's forgot everything it used to know.
Exactly right, yeah.
And now it's got to not only relearn that, but it's got other things to relearn. It's got a whole new language to have to relearn. So
We're just driving around for a little while or something.
we'll just let it run for a bit, mate. And if I can, I'll just prop the idle up a little bit and we'll just let it run for a bit and get to temperature and go from there, I think. Yep. Quietening down all right. Computer's starting to work out the game again. I've still got the idle propped up a bit, but there's no warning lights. Look, 250,000 K. So I'm going to let this go on like this for a little bit, so she gets the temperature properly, and then we'll see what we've got then. Well, you can certainly hear the cam. That's not too bad, is it? I wouldn't mind putting a scan on and seeing what it came up with, but seems to be doing alright. So here we are. It's been now a couple of days. There's that horrible alarm. See that? That'll all settle itself in once it's done a bit of a run. Some water in and out, the coolant enough, the radiator in, and all done. Well, there you go. Everything's in, warmed up, all doing what it's supposed to do. Happy days. Well, gang, I just thought I'd take this Subi out for a bit of a gallop. And we have a look down here. See what's illuminated there is a low boost, and it's set to low. Just how I want it. But I thought we'll just take it for a little ride down the road, eh? Got some traffic. Makes some good noises. Well, we'll find another bit of road, eh? Like Darth Vader. Boost, it's not going too badly.
an old train line. Look, this used to be in. This used to be come from the station, and then go off to the ammunitions depot that used to be built just over in there. So now we're in a housing estate.